listen about the slowdown, the alleged slowdown.
The alleged slowdown.
Yeah,
right.
got to put the air quotes in.
We need to change the language. I don't like slowdown because it has connotations of
MTA is calling it a slowdown, but it's not a slowdown
because they're trying to segue that into a Taylor law violation.
When we go to
it's a safety check.
When we go to Zuriga, and we take those tests every year. Dispatchers always tells us what are we supposed to look for? Those code words: safe, safety.
That's it.
Right. And that's basically it. We have that anyway. Go ahead, Blunt. You were going to say something.
So the alleged safety checks. Now, the pros and cons is that we're finally mobilizing as a unit. Right.
We're supposed to be doing this every day, though.
Right. We're supposed to be doing this every day. Now, here's the cons of that. Right.
What are the cons?
Because we're not.
Cons, I don't think
because we're not doing it every day, and this one just kind of like popped up.
Right.
You have the operators who are out there already, who are getting smashed, who are getting double, triple headways, and then you have the operators that are just coming back out after their 20, 30-minute delays that are going to be subject to ridicule and arguments and almost
by the public, by the riding public,
the public, and possibly assaults.
Right.
Listen, okay, so you get your 2 years off, you get assaulted.
But who wants to get assaulted?
Okay, but then there's always a way to talk to your customers too.
Right.
You know, I mean, if you're gonna come out stupid to a customer when they come out mad, then that's just gonna cause friction.
I will agree with that. That's the con that I'm taking away. That's the con that I'm taking away from Blunt. The possibility of operators being in harm's way because of delays. But in terms of the other stuff, you have to look at it. And this is excluding people that have boost runs, because we know boost runs to swallow any late slip that you try to get.
Yeah.
But get paid for your pain. You know, if you're gonna go through pain and inconvenience, you're getting triple headways, you're getting killed, you got standing lows, you're heavy. Get paid for it.
Take it personal.
You know, don't look at your paddle because you're already in the hole. You're already gonna get blasted.
Call in and get it personal.
So don't let your anxieties, and again that goes to my theme of changing the culture, because I used to be one of those runners. I used to run heavy, road runner. You could paint a road runner on the back, destroying them. Because I think I'm the man. I'm pumping my chest. I'm like King Kong. I'm nice with it. Yeah. I could dip the Arctic through traffic. No. Because what happens is, first of all, you're killing your brother in the back. Your brother's sister who's got to pick up your load that you're leaving at the bus stop.
That's usually me. That used to be me all the time.
And then you got the dispatcher on the end. Give you a pat on the back. Yo, your driver skills is unbelievable. Putting the battery in your back, so now you boosted up.
Yeah.
So now I'm the hero. So now you want to save the line.
You're like, you know how to drive.
Right.
You know how to
drive. He's playing mental games with you. But you're doing a multiple, number of things that's affecting us as bus operators. You're killing your followers, so you're creating, resentment and anger with him or her. The second thing you're doing is you're stealing money out your pocket. You're stealing from yourself. If you saw $20, $30, what's the going rate? $34.06 we get paid?
Yeah.
Plus differentials and all that. So let's say $35 an hour. Would you walk over $35 an hour or $35 in the street? No. You would go and pick it up. So why are we stealing from each other? Every time we ripping and running down the road, we stealing from each other. Not only that, when it comes time to pick, and we start seeing runs, 5 minutes starts getting cut. Low key, they do it sneaky. Management does it sneaky. They don't take it all at once. They take a few minutes here, they take a few minutes there, and then before you know it, you had a 9.5 hour run. Now it's 9 hours. Over the course of 2 or 3 years. So why is that? So what are they doing? What they're doing is they bring in data. So when you have the division chairs and your VPs are fighting for time on paddles, and your chairs at the depots going for, adding time for the prints.
They got receipts on you already.
They go on the bus track. They, because MTA is data driven. You know that already. They just data driven. All they're gonna do is pull out printouts like, oh look,
operators are making it work.
No, we're not gonna add no time on the B35 because look, the follower passed his leader. Oh, he passed his leader's leader. Look at that. Now we got a double, triple headway. Nah, we're not gonna add no time. So we're gonna leave most of the runs over there 8 hours.
Yeah, it's working.
Right, you making it work.
And we're making it work.
So. And then, we complain amongst ourselves.
That's the problem we have in the 68. It's like the racetrack.
The racetrack, right? Yeah.
They've never fixed it. The only way for you to make that time, you have to do like 40 miles an hour down Coney Island Avenue to make that paddle.
And then the
speed limit is 25.
And I'm sure they got speed cameras on the line too.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, they have several.
And they slow down when they get to the speed camera. They have
several.
Then they go back now.
But they keep making it work, and then we complain, and we're the ones to blame. We're making it work.
You have to see the Select 12 in the Bronx. That's one of the heaviest lines. In the system. I think the B44 and the B12 is like running neck and neck for the heaviest, like millions of passengers a year. And we run, we're killing each other. Sometimes we gotta stop.
Can we put the number up, Blunt? Real quick.
Donald,
real quick, Donald, if you want to call in, do you want to chime in? We're going to put the phone number up. If you got something to say about what's going on, anybody else wants to call up, feel free.
Yeah.
We got one line working right now.
Yeah, so we got to stop. We got to drive safe, and that's not, that's not how we do things.
Something I want to bring up with the safety. We had a guy, I don't know if he retired yet. His name was Larry Priven. Larry Priven, they knew him as Larry Defect.
Larry Defect.
Yeah, he's from Elmer Park.
Okay.
This guy used to be knocking buses left and right.
Salute.
All the time, knocking buses left and right. And to the point that management would follow him. This is what I heard news that they would check a bus.
He's retired. He's still
not sure if I think he's still working.
Okay.
But the management would come down after they would check a bus, and this man, Mr. Larry Defect, would get on the bus and he would still find something defect, and it was pissing people off. Now there's rumors that there's rumor that said that he may have been doing some shit to get these things messed up on the buses, because back then there were no cameras. He was what they call them, the blitzes. This was before the RTSs,
right?
But there were no cameras.
That's before my time.
Yeah, before my time too. So some people are saying that he may have been doing some shit, but it's not proven, because there was times when management would come down and check the bus and he would still find something. But now they have cameras. So still, if you're doing your pre-trip and you find something that is actually wrong with the bus, even, the glass in the back for the emergency doors, that little plastic is missing.
Right, you gotta take the bus out of service.
You gotta take the bus out of service, because you don't know if someone pulled that already.
That's a fact.
So that's one of the things. That's one of the things that I've gone in, and you see the little glass broken, and guys just walk in and they take the bus.
Then we got to stop pulling out buses with the fare box not working. It's in the memo.
The dirty area.
The destination signs, the SLDs will try to, the yard will try to make a little sign. No, you can take it out with a placard.
Oh.
A lot of times no fare box. When I've worked the yard as a shifter, I would address that if I see no fare box, because you're not supposed to pull out a bus with a defective fare box. They were like, oh, it's just a school trip. No, he's not supposed to pull out a bus with a fare box. Got to follow the rules. So I use the rules against them, and they get pissed at me. Nah, you're a union guy. But no.
These are the rules.
Slash tires. You know how many operators I've seen pull out buses with little slash and dispatch? Let it go out. Are you serious?
Like, I'm not pulling out no bus with a slash tire.
Any little cuts, little nicks, little cuts, you got to address that. No.
Yeah, because that's a safety issue.
But they're pulling out, like you said, earlier. Now they want to get their coffee. They got their morning routine.
Yeah, guys,
so they pull out the way they pull out. They pulling up wherever they do and get their coffee or whatever, and then start their run. No, we can't do that, brothers and sisters. We really can't.
So basically, just
we're
follow
working
the rules.
ourselves out of a job.
And we're hoping to get some guys together, right, that want to do the right thing. You also have a plan with that to get people together.
Absolutely.
But let's not stay too long on this, because we have other things you wanted to talk about.
Right.
But pre-trip's important. Don't care about the time. Get your transfer.
The day will take care of itself. Just report to work on time. That's it.
And this whole thing with the safety slowdown, this is something that we
like
gotta do.
Word.
It's not a slowdown.
A safety inspection.
It's a safety inspection.
I don't like that word, slowdown.
That we all should be doing. We'll probably be knocking buses down every day.
Well, you know what?
If everybody
a lot
did
of times,
correctly.
This is contract time, and a lot of us are looking to the union for answers and solutions, and they're like, oh, well, the union's not doing enough. What are we doing?
We are the
What
union.
are we doing? We are the union.
We are the union.
We are the union.
We are the union. Mm-hmm.
Everybody can turn themselves into their own 19A inspector. Now imagine if everybody did it the right way and moved how we were supposed to move in the AM service. It'd be something. You know, it wouldn't be that easy for the MTA. But we don't do that. You know, everybody needs to be. We are all our own one-man army. You know, and we don't have to be shop stewards. We don't have to be union reps to follow the rules. And we got to stop this culture of I'm gonna stick out. I'm gonna alienate the dispatchers or the management. They're gonna have a bullseye on my back. No, that's where the union comes in, and we got your back, and we're gonna support you on that. If you're doing it right, if you cover yourself, you play, you know, you do everything according to the rules, and you will be okay. Nobody can ever question safety. There's a guy in our depot. He's a legend. Flintstone. Everybody knows who he is. Flintstone. They call him Flintstone because he moves the bus safely. And the legend of Flintstone is all over the Bronx. Everybody knows Flintstone. So someone asked Flintstone one day, he said, why do you drive your bus so safely? You know,
so safely.
Why do you drive so safely?
Is that even a question?
And, you know, allegedly Flintstone said something, because I wasn't there. This is third party information I'm getting. So he said in reply to this question, we have 25 years to get to that bus stop. What's your rush?
25 years.
I'm still trying to process that. That's how deep that statement was. I mean, that blew my mind. I was like, wow. We have 25 years to get to a bus stop. What's your rush? Why are you rushing?
Yeah.
Process that.
Mind blown.
Process that.
Guys, anything that we're talking about and you want to comment, you could comment on it. This is a very big theme topic right here that we could go on for a long time talking about. But basically, we all follow our rules, and don't worry about anything else. As long as you're doing your safety checks, they can't touch you. Right? Am I right?
They can't touch you.
If it's safe?
If anything, driving a bus safe, anything regarding safety, you will win.
And we all got to do it. We could be knocking buses down every single morning.
He went to arbitration, I believe, and he beat it. They put an army of biggies on his bus. He beat it all. He beat everything.
As long as you're not fucking around. If you're doing the right thing, you got nothing to worry about.
There's a good question here from Jason Pomel. Says, how about the Disney buses with no emergencies exit?
We were talking about that for a while when we first got them.
Yeah.
But you know, I heard when they bring the buses, before they put them on the road, the union's supposed to check them. They have a group of people that check these buses. Right. How did they let those buses go with no exit on those windows?
But is that considered a safety issue? And can you?
Well, how old is that bus?
The new ones. The new buses, they don't have a emergency exit latch on the left window.
Now, is that considered a safety issue, and can you deny a bus behind it?
We can't. We were told that we can't. Because the union agreed to it.
If anybody in the union is watching this,
numbers are up. You can holler in at any point.
Holler in.
Because I had
to answer that question, because I do not have an answer for that question.
They said that they have
the scope of my.
They have a group, not a community. What do they call it?
Safety team.
Like a
division safety team.
So they look at the buses before we bring them. So when they agree to it, that's how we get all the buses.
Well, usually, what is it? Usually a long time ago, there used to be a practice of the union and management would go and look at the buses together before they purchased the MTA would purchase the bus, and it would be added to the fleet. But I guess something happened to no longer the union is a part of that process, where managers just go and just buy the buses and put them into the fleet. So,
God forbid, if we get attacked while we're sitting behind that glass, we got no way to come out unless we try to kick that window down.
Yeah, that definitely is a safety.
Look, Donald's saying something here.
Let's talk about the 19A in Kingsbridge Depot. A flag was broken, and supervision and management tried to give that bus out. Yeah, 5 times. Yeah, so I was a part of that safety inspection at 19A, and it was. The AGMs were very animated. There was a bunch of AGMs on location, and they were trying to give out a bus. And Donald and his crew, I was doing something else in the back looking at other buses. and they got in the way. I think this was about a fuel line inside, because if you don't get, KB has multiple buildings where they house buses, so it can be kind of difficult to navigate. But
I mean, different buildings.
Right.
It's
They
not
have an annex, and then they have another building. So they have like two different buildings where the buses are stored. You know?
Okay.
And then they have an upstairs and a downstairs in one building. But anyway, long story short, so management was, I guess, trying to resist or trying to make some headway in the safety inspection by trying to give out some buses and they're not being fixed. So literally, Donnie and some of the crew, Mr. Yates, they had to literally stand in front of the bus to form a barrier so the bus wouldn't go out, and they were going back and forth with management.
Took it back to like the 50s or 60s.
Salute to the team that was there on the ground.
Wow.
They laid in front of the bus like a tank.
You already, yeah, definitely.
Well, something I forgot to ask before, if you could give us in a, what do you call it, in a nutshell, because I wanted to ask you before we started the show.
Right.
For those that may not know you, give us a quick little input onto how you are where you're at now.
Okay, you want the whole life?
No, like I said, give it to us in a nutshell.
This is an hour show. We ain't got that much
okay.
fucking time, bro. I mean,
and, you know, well, first and foremost, I'm a bus operator. You know, I really don't like titles, but I'm a bus operator and shop steward because I have to inform people that I've had certain training. I don't know everything, but the little bit that I know. So I'm here to help. I became a shop steward in 2012.
And where?
With the Union Hall. It was Nick Bedell was the director of education. That department is no longer there. Unfortunately, he was promoted to international, and so I believe the last shop steward class, I think, was like around 2016. So there currently have not been any shop steward classes since. I think that is a shame. We definitely need union soldiers. For me, shop steward is a union soldier. That's the front line member who's willing to stick his neck out, irregardless of the circumstances. He's the voice of members that may not want to speak or might have apprehensions about putting himself out there. Shop stewards are the soldiers of the union, and their job is to protect the best interests of the members. Protect the members. And so that's kind of like what a shop steward does. We're supposed to have certain knowledge of the contract, rules and regulations, bylaws, yada yada yada, how to write G2s and stuff like that. And for you shop stewards out there, get active. And also remember, this is the touchy subject. If you're not living according to the rule book of the shop steward handbook, if you are casting dispersions upon the union, if you are trying to fragment the membership instead of bringing it together, you are not living your life as a shop steward. So don't call yourself a shop steward. Don't claim to be a shop steward, because you're not living according to what the philosophy of being a shop steward is, which is bringing everybody together, supporting the union, making it better, not making it worse. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And as you're training, you should know better as a shop steward. Fight injustice where it stands. If people are not doing right in the union hall, address it. If people are not doing right in your site location, address it. But you're always supposed to put the members first. That's your first. The politics aside, membership is always first, and that's pretty much it regarding that.
I'm glad you touched on that, because when I was there, I mean, the 10 years I was there, active as an operator,
Right.
I've only heard of shop steward maybe once or twice come up, so they're not really that active.
Right.
We got to do something that makes
choice.
it more.
Yeah, that's by choice.
Not just that, about the line shop stewards.
Yeah, remember we had the show about the line shop
right.
stewards?
We still don't have them.
See, I mean,
The
they're
line
probably
stewards,
there, but it's just
every depot is supposed to have line stewards.
If you come to our depot at
Right.
Gleason, we have a list in the crew room of all the shop stewards. One or
cool.
two of them I heard that have retired. And it's on this line here. Of course, it had to be this line. Hold on a second, because this line for some reason is not connected to the NYCTA.
Old school.
So we going old school.
Yeah.
You're live on MVP Live Show. Who's this? You don't have to give your name if you don't want to, but go ahead.
Yeah, what's going on? This is Eric.
Who's this?
Can you hear me, Eric?
Eric, peace and blessings, Eric.
What's up, Eric?
What's going on? Nah,
Hey, what's up, champion? How are you, brother?
I'm good, man. Hey, check in. What's going on?
Hey, man, we here, man, just trying to educate the people, keep them informed. We in a time of conflict with management, and a lot of us don't have the information. So I was blessed enough to be brought on the show to try to share some of my experiences and try to help out and be part of the,
Right.
part of the fight. And that's why we're here, man. You got a question, Eric?
We gotta make a stand ourselves, man. It's time for us to stand up, you know.
Right.
It's time for us to take a stand. We can't be shucking and jiving.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
Management is pushing and pushing and pushing, and we're not pushing back at all.
Right, but we are pushing back, but it has to be a certain way. We can't do it the way.
Right,
You understand what I'm saying?
But it starts with us.
Right.
It starts with us, bottom line.
Everything is tactical and everything is strategic on behalf of the union. That's why a lot of times, we might feel that, they're not doing enough. We don't see them. They're doing things, but they can't put it all out there because that's intel for who, the enemy, which is management. So, things are being done, but like I said, a lot of it comes from us. We got to start it. We pointing fingers at management, but we got 3 fingers pointing back at us. What are we doing?
But a lot of us are uneducated,
Right.
We don't really know what's going on. We got to start reading that rule book.
Right.
And get educated ourselves.
Definitely.
There's a lot of our brothers and sisters out in the street, suspended, not getting paid or anything.
That's true. That's true.
Nobody's saying anything.
There's definitely a war going on. Right.
Right. We should be doing collections for our brothers and sisters.
Like GoFundMe and stuff. Right.
Right. It's like, oh well, nobody cares.
You brought up an interesting point. You know what? And don't mean to cut you off, but you brought up a real interesting point, and that comes with unity and brotherly and sisterly love. I think there's not enough of that in our union. And we'll use police. The PBA is a perfect example. Pat Lynch, he has everybody together. It's so crazy because 2 partners together. You might have one that might live upstate New York in the Ozark Mountain, wherever he lives at, and he might be a racist. And then you might have a brother that grew up in the inner city. He might be a Black Panther, but guess what? They got each other's back. Aside from all of that, they might come from different backgrounds, but when it comes time to unite, if anything happens to one of them, they all come together. They form. We don't do that.
Oh, no matter what.
We don't have empathy. We don't have compassion.
Right.
And another thing is like, things that happen in other departments. That's messed up, but that's not our department. That's messed up. There's talk of station agents, cleaners being laid off. That's us. That's them, not us.
It's time for a change.
You see what I'm saying?
It's time
But
for
what
a
happens
change.
when it's us? But what happens when it's our turn and they start laying off bus operators? Then what we gonna do?
Right.
What happens when they start laying off RTO? What we gonna do? MOW? Then guess what? There's not gonna be nobody left to protest and speak because we all done. So we all have to. We gotta, like I said, going back to, we gotta change the culture. The culture has to change.
right. That's right.
We gotta change the
right.
culture.
Yep. All right, that's all I have to say.
Appreciate
All
you,
right,
brother.
Chief,
Appreciate the call,
your
brother.
call. Thank you so much for the call. So basically, Nas has a little idea that he'll talk in a bit about trying to get more guys together. We're gonna build some kind of a club, some kind of gang, something we gotta build up to get everybody together.
Yeah.
We'll
work on that.
Basically, if anybody one of the things we were talking about was the information that we're supposed to get from our union when things are going on that a lot of us don't get, and you want to start something like that, like a messenger.
It's a strength-based, solution-focused initiative. That's my mantra. I've always been a part of that. I don't know, probably my background as a social worker. I forgot to tell you my details.
Thanks for your call.
Prior to transit, I was a social worker for about 12 years, dealing with at-risk youth. And so I come from a problem-solving mindset and solution-focused mindset. So I've adopted that philosophy into my approach to the union and dealing with members, because basically as shop steward and union rep, you're dealing with people's problems. And so I think there's too much negativity out there, and I don't knock what other groups do, but I think we need to shift gears and look at ourselves and improve ourselves, because I think a lot of the problems that we have, it's internal. A lot of the things that afflict us as transit workers starts with the individual, because individuals make up a group. and the group makes the union. So a lot of us, we need to do our own house cleaning. We need to check ourselves and take inventory of our own lives and how we approach this job, because I think a lot of times we bring a lot of negativity. We have negative thoughts. We have, and that translates to negative, actions. First it's a thought, then it turns into a feeling, and then it's an action. They call that the cognitive triad in psychology. Thoughts are connected to your feelings, to your feelings, and your feelings manifest in actions. So we have to do something to change the culture, to change how we approach the job, to change our view of the job. And it starts from within. It starts from love and unity and taking and caring about what happens to our brother and sister on the job, and not whatever. And they're having that apathy and indifference that has to change. And so my platform is definitely dealing with that in line with in accordance to what's going on with TW Local 100. We're not negative. We're not going to be pointing fingers. We're going to be part of the solution. If you want to get involved, this is the way to get involved. And, positive, dynamic activism. Don't just talk about it. There's a lot of people on Facebook, going back and forth.
Facebook soldiers.
Right, Facebook soldiers. But when it comes, hey, make a phone call. Hey, let's do this. Let's go. I'm good. I got stuff I got to do. So let's turn that energy that we have online into action, to physical action, and try to do something to change the culture. And as long as we're separated and divided, we're never going to be strong enough to really effectively fight management.
And don't be waiting on our
there's tribalism. There's tribalism this is tribalism. You got MOW here. They don't mess with RTO. RTO don't mess with stations. Stations don't like buses. Buses, MTA surface don't like MapStore. MapStore don't like MT. It's insanity. Mm-hmm. It's insanity. We gotta stop. And management, they're laughing at us.
We keep saying that.
And then you have other groups out there that are making it more
fuel into the fire.
Fracturing the
there's
membership.
Groups that are splitting away from what the union is.
So I don't subscribe to that. That's not part of my philosophy. I'm trying to
get everything together.
Bring everybody
it's
together.
TW Local 100. If anybody wants more information, because the man here has a good idea of what he wants to do. If you want more information, comment.
Right.
Comment. You want to get informed.
Comment. I'm on Facebook.
Hit any of us up if you want more information. We'll connect you with Nas, and he's gonna start getting some kind of a messenger thing, and we all got to work together.
Right. It starts by
throughout the whole thing. Not to wait for our leadership of TWU to do something about it. So we should be doing something about it. Our own union tells us that we have to get involved. So let's get involved. Let's do the right thing for all of us.
So that's the thing, though.
Let's see. Hold up. This is Michael Quinn. He got a quote. This is the back of my Shop Steward handbook. Dues payment is not enough. You must attend meetings, prepare yourself for leadership. You must invest a part of yourself. Michael J. Quill, founder, president, TW. This is in the back of my Shop Steward handbook. And that's another thing. This is one of the things. This may be a taboo topic. People may not want me to talk about it, but we go to division meetings and they're half empty. Once a month, you can attend the division meeting. It's once a month. It's 1 hour out of your month.
I feel like a lot of these guys, because they don't like who's.
It doesn't matter, because guess what? Information is being disseminated. They're giving information, and that's helping you. That's protecting you.
But they make it personal. I don't like this. I don't like this.
We have
vice president we have, so I'm not going to those meetings.
We gotta stop.
It's about all of us.
You could give 1 hour a month. You can get if you got to run COA, change of assignment, or change a day off, whatever, and make the sacrifice to attend these meetings. A lot of people they're very negative about the union. Oh, the union ain't shit. Excuse my language. The union ain't they don't do nothing for me. But hold up, let's look at what the union has gotten for you at up until this time. You got benefits. You got a good paying job. You have the protection if something happens. Other jobs don't have the luxury that we have. There was some commentary. There was a thread a while back about what would be this job without a union.
Man.
I believe 1 out of every 4 operators you see in the swing room will be fired. It's that serious.
The other 2 probably quit.
Right. Yeah. It's that serious. I have friends that drive for other transit agencies like Trailways, Greyhound. You have no idea how severe and harsh the discipline is over there.
Just look at what the guys, a lot of our operators do, taking yellow lights which are red.
Right. We get away
blocking
with a
other
lot
buses. if we have a union
whole
and you get
Arctic's
caught
being
out
destroyed,
there,
being
you're out.
crashed, and
Yeah.
$900,000 buses and dudes get 20 days in the street, 15.
What else you have? We already hit our hour, but you got something
I'm
else you want to talk about?
Like I said, we have to
Dang.
really do a better job of
And we're gonna keep hitting this. We're
changing
gonna keep
ourselves.
pushing this issue. We gotta see how many guys you could get on board with this.
I want to talk about. I talked about killing your follower. We have to do a better job out there because we're killing our follower, we're killing our runs. One of the things that
All right, so
All right.
I had to take a quick break for that.
we had to take a personal.
It's going in. It's going in.
Right.
We got anything to say about what Donald Yates was said right there?
Donnie Yates says, "What I would love to see is shutting down a depot for taking our member put out of service. If all the members were on board with that, management will think twice." Who is with me on that? That's old school. That's the way it's supposed to be. We have to do, and I may get in some hot water for this, but the MTA is doing some restructuring at the top. Maybe we need to do the same thing with our union. You have instances where you have depot chairs not checking in with division chairs. A lot of it is hierarchy, chain of command, and what you have a lot of times is you have union reps not checking in with their superiors regarding issues, and they're going straight to the boss, the GS, to get a solution to a problem where the division chair or the VP needs to be involved in that division. This has to stop. Another thing I want to talk about, these things are killing the union. Another thing I want to talk about is special ops. Special ops are special operators who work exclusively for management. These are taboo topics that nobody wants to talk about, but I'm going to talk about it. I've seen it with my own eyes, the making of special ops. There was a dispatcher who grabbed a certain bus operator because he wanted some time off, and he couldn't give it to him, so he went right to the AGM. He got made on site. And so basically you're selling your soul for privileges, and you report straight to the AGM, and you get privileges, and everybody in the crew knows who those special ops are. And I don't care if I get in trouble for it. I don't care. I got to speak my truth. These things are killing the union. Special ops in every depot, every garage, every division.
I remember we
of
had
transit.
one at Gleason.
We did?
Special operators. They eat lunch with you. They chop it up with you in the swing bus. Be very wary. And if you're a special op that's watching this show, look at yourself in the mirror. You're gonna sell your soul. You're gonna sell your soul for a few days off. That's what you're doing. You're infringing upon. You're killing everybody's seniority in the depot. You got 2 years on the job and you're off for Christmas. Stop.
Yeah, we had a female that was a
Stop
special
it.
op, and she used to do all kinds of shit in the street and never get in trouble.
Another thing I'm gonna talk
You
about.
got real quick. You got somebody already wanted to be in. You got Mario Siringo. Definitely would like to be in on that group, Nas.
Well,
All right.
find me on Facebook, friend me, and then we can get the conversation going. That's how we starting, because I can't put all my moves out there. I gotta be, strategy. So if you see me on Facebook,
Hit him up.
Nas Abdurrahman,
Messenger.
friend me on
Friend him
Facebook.
if you haven't seen it yet.
That's how we're gonna start this thing.
And please make sure you're sharing this. Share this live to any group that you know. Share it to your own page. Help us out.
Another thing I'm
Appreciate
going to
that.
talk about is sexual harassment in the workplace. I find it ironic and I find it very funny how we got mandated training. We have mandated training, and they gotta break off all these bus operators for an hour and a half to do this training. But then you have the same SLDs or manager or dispatchers in the depot that's and the same bosses that are over us engaging in inappropriate relationships in the workplace. But it's a state mandated law that you're not supposed to do that. It's a state mandated law. We taking the training for it, but we engaging in it. It's funny how the CEO of McDonald's, and you can fact check this on Google, the CEO of McDonald's was removed and fired. Well, he had a golden parachute because they're rich executives, but he was removed. He was forced to resign because he had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. And it's funny how a fast food joint, a Burger King, a McDonald's, food service industry has stricter regulations regarding this than transit. I find that funny. But he was forced to resign because of that.
I don't think it's that they have stricter rules or whatever.
It was a zero tolerance policy with that. Yeah.
I just think that in transit, it's like one hand washes the other type situation.
But that translates into harm to members. And remember, going back to what I am as a shop steward, my interest is protecting the members' interests. Mm-hmm. Seniority, all of that. We're going to include all of that in there. So when you have these relationships, what happens is favors are being done, things are being done out of seniority, infringing upon the rights of senior operators who've paid their dues, who deserve to have time off or certain vacations. They deserve that. And so when you have these type of activities occurring in workplaces, not only are you losing the trust of the members, but you're also weakening the power of the union regarding that, because the union are the representatives of these work sites. So this is the problem. So this foolishness, this has to stop. And sisters, I don't knock what you do. I can't make y'all do, everybody's adults here. Everybody's adults here, but the problem is that for the dispatchers or supervisors or even union reps that get involved with other people on the job and have relations, you're playing a dangerous game. Because what happens is, if the relationship is over with and a certain party wants to continue the relationship and the other party does not, and you persist, now you got EEO involved, now you got sexual harassment, now you got your passing badge on the line. So think very carefully how you move in regards to this sexual harassment domain. Be very careful how you move. This is to everybody that's watching this. If it applies to you, take heed to what I'm saying. If it doesn't, then you have nothing to worry about. But you're playing a dangerous game, because soon as a person, an operator says, well, we had a relationship, and this or that person was my supervisor, and I used to get overtime all the time, and now because the relationship is over with, he's not giving me, or he or she's not giving me overtime. Now you got a problem. Now you got a serious problem.
Especially they take it up with,
Now, if it gets out the depot, if it goes to EEO, now you got a serious problem. And there's been cases of that. I'm not going to name names that we know around the system, union reps or whatever, dispatchers in certain locations that have lost their job, forced to resign, this, that, and the third, because of these type of behaviors. So think before you, look before you leap. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Donald says, we saw a lot of special ops at Kingsbridge the morning of the 19A.
Wow. I know. Wow. And that's another thing. Like, certain 19A inspections, people can't be privy to certain knowledge, because what happens is that we have a lot of rats in the depot. Special ops, rats, whatever, that would inform management and let management know that we're coming. So then when management, is informed that the 19A is going down, then it's ineffective because they're prepared for us. And then we can't knock buses down because the inspection is a bus. So yeah, but that goes back that's to, really real. That's really real.
That goes back to, we need to change the culture.
We got to change the culture. And union reps, nobody should be taking the boss out for lunch. That's disgusting. I hate that.
Taking the boss
I hate
out
you
for
taking
lunch.
the boss out for lunch. You in the company car with him. You getting lunch for him. You having pizza parties in the GS's office. That's a no bueno. We don't do that. We don't do that. If you're friends with the boss, it's a problem. And yeah, it's a serious problem.
You have to keep it.
You got to keep it professional. You're there.
You can get along with people like this, but you got to keep.
You can keep it cordial. You can keep it cordial. But at the end of the day, the line has to be drawn in the sand.
It's crazy though, because in this day and age that we live in now,
you can have a relationship, but it has to be professional, and they have to know that, listen, this is what it is. You management, I'm union. When it comes time to go to war, I'm going to fight for my member, adversarially to the best of my ability, and that friendship should not get in the way of you defending, the membership or the rights of the members, But we gotta stop. There was a while back where they had a retirement party for Daryl Irick, the senior VP of buses. He was part of the attrition, I believe, with Andy Byford was starting to cut a lot of the fat off the top of management.
Okay.
Right, 200, I guess, upwards of 200 vice presidents in NTA. So a lot of them on the gravy train, right? A lot of them on the gravy train, and I guess he was part of that, So the information goes, but he had a retirement party, and this really annoyed me because I'm not knocking him. He's a manager, of course. That's what he is. It's like a lion is a lion. He's a predator, whatever. You got gazelles, which we are gazelles. I'm using the analogy. So people were losing their minds to try to attend his retirement party, right? Bus operators. You even have people in trains. You don't even know this man. He's not even in a division, but you want to attend his retirement party. And this man had so much blood on his hands from tearing up the members over years. He was only a manager. He was only a bus driver for 2 years. I think he drove 2 years out of KB. He was a manager for 30-something years. So he is who he is. He's a man. He's a manager. And he thinks like that. His whole career as a manager. So he's good friend of mine out of Gun Hill. They gave him 30 days in the street, final step. That Roderick was responsible for that. But we celebrating an assassin. We celebrating the executioner. And we got bus operators, got train operators. It's the wave. We got to go to his party, his retirement party. Why are you celebrating the execution? This man has made his career. We got to stop. We got to stop that. We got to stop. That's just my opinion. You can move how you want to move. You could feel how you want to feel. But this is my truth. This is what I believe, and this is why, I'm a shop steward. Call me militant. Whatever you. It's not what you think about me. It's what I think about myself.
Militant is what we need.
Militant
is what we
within
need
reason.
here.
But we have to stop that. We have to really get it together. You attend a retirement party for an assassin for a executioner, but you can't attend a division meeting. You can't attend the shop gate. You can't attend a mass membership rally. You can't attend a contract rally. What are we doing? But then we want change, but then we behaving like this. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's a lot to say, though.
Sorry.
That's a lot. Real talk.
I get kind of long-winded.
Listen, that's what we're doing this for, to get everybody informed.
Right.
And
It's got a lot on my
hopefully
chest.
we're gonna keep pushing this. Hopefully we get more people on board, and hopefully people will see about following the rules, because basically that's how we got to do. It's all about safety. This subject you spoke about sexual harassment, which is another big deal.
Special ops.
Special ops.
Yeah,
Beware of the special ops. They out there.
I was today years old when I learned about special ops.
T-shirt coming soon.
He was how old?
Today years old.
Seriously? You
Yeah.
didn't know about those?
No, I mean I always
Yeah,
knew that
they're around.
there's
They're around.
favoritism.
No,
but,
no.
But this is like overboard.
And everybody knows in the crew that's a special op. No. He's on the special assignment. Oh, and another thing, if you are a bus operator on the extra list and you are asked to test a bus,
like a dummy.
you are behaving. You are doing the movements and characteristics and job descriptions of a special op. You are not to test any buses for maintenance. You are to, if they force you to comply, do not resist, comply, and write a G2 or go to your union rep. This is taking jobs away from the bus maintainers who are supposed to test those buses. They are supposed to do that. That is a union busting activity. Do not do it. There's supposed to be a driver and a spotter. There's supposed to be 2 BMs on the bus testing the bus. Not, hey, you know what? Pete, come down to the crew. Hey, this is AGS so-and-so. Why don't you take this bus out for 2 hours and drive it and let us know how it feels? No, do not do it. That's union busting. You're stealing money from your BM brothers, your bus maintainers, your mechanics on the maintenance side. Don't do it.
It's real talk.
I remember one time I pulled out of Gleason, and I was behind this other bus that had just pulled out.
Right.
And we was going down the cemetery, getting ready to go hit for Hamilton Parkway. And I'm looking at the bus in front of me while I'm driving. And the actual bus itself was crooked. The back of the bus was actually sticking out.
I was even feel like that when it's like
track.
this or one way or the other.
It was off track. So what I did was, when I got to the light, I called dispatch.
Right.
And I gave him the bus number, and I said, listen, man, the bus in front of me just pulled out, and the bus is crooked. I said, the bus is going straight, but it looks like it's making a turn.
Oh,
And
like
it-
the body was turned.
Yeah,
the body's
it was off
twisted.
track. And that's what, I told him, you might want to call that bus operator and tell him to bring that bus back, or something's
Right.
not right. I don't know what happened, but when I went back and talked to maintenance, they was like, yeah, when you see that means it's off track. It shouldn't even be out there.
Right.
And I was like, well, I called it in. I don't know what happened after that. I never followed up. But
Oh, I forgot about the testing the bus thing. Also, aside from being on the extra list, like say if you're running off in a depot, like you might have time to do a finish up. The crew might put together a special package for you. They call it special assignment. Special assignment for special ops. Special assignments. They're like, hey, you know what? We got some open work. Why don't you take this bus out for two couple of hours? Take your time, drive around Brooklyn. And you're working for maintenance. No, respectfully decline. No, I'm good. Thank you. Appreciate the offer, but thank you. But that's the only way we're gonna stick together. Because what happens is if he writes you that late slip for extra service, that's money that you're stealing from your brother in maintenance. That's money that you're stealing from your brother. How would you like if they had maintenance doing your runs and routes? You see what I'm saying? How would you like? You wouldn't like that. You wouldn't want them taking money out of your pocket. So why would you want to take money out of your brother's pocket in maintenance? So that's another way that they find a way to sneak those duties of special ops in there.
Very interesting. So check it out. So Danny Cruz, also interested. Maybe there's something that we could actually keep moving on. He says you should do your own meeting aside from our division.
Okay, that's planned.
Schedule a meeting and invite the members who actually want to listen to the truth of what we must do right now. Who wants to be militant?
Absolutely.
So we continue on with this. Again, keep commenting. Anyone that's watching this and wants to be part of this, again, this is TWU Local 100. It's not another group that's being built.
No.
It's just operators and any transit worker that wants to be part of this.
I call it dynamic activism. Is living, according to militant is not a bad word. People want to, disparage that word like, oh, it's a bad word. Oh, militant, you crazy. Oh, nah, no, it's not. It's being adversarially, moving adversarially against management to protect the rights of the workers. That's exactly what you're doing. So if following the rule book is militant, oh well. If speaking up when somebody doesn't want to speak up because you have the voice to speak up, if that's being militant, oh well. I don't know what to tell you.
And that's the thing that this is how it starts, because usually it's like, oh, I'm not doing it because this guy's not doing it.
And a lot of times, unfortunately, being a shop steward or being militant, people misunderstand you. Like I get a lot of that. A lot of people misunderstand me. They misunderstand my motives, and they think I'm trying to get something out of it. Perfect example. I've been up in OA for 9 years, and they're like, "Why are you going so hard for OA?" I said, "No, I'm not going hard for OA. I'm going hard for the members." But you're not getting nothing out of it now. So that puts you already projecting what you're all about, because you feel that I'm not getting something out of it. Then that's why you would probably join the union or join a movement to try to get something out of it. I do it, like I said, I do it for the members. If something comes my way, so be it. But my first and foremost priority is to the membership, protecting the rights of the members.
And that's one of the things that we kind of pictured on some of these other groups out there that are out there now. Well, they have their groups set up, and then all of a sudden it starts off as one thing. Now, next you know, it's something that it becomes all about something that they can get out of.
And if any members have a question out there that needs to be answered,
look at the rally that we had, right? But we even talked about, said, look, if you want to bring your whatever shirt you want to wear, but it's TW, there was a couple of other groups out there, and they were talking about their group. There's my people that we came here to the union. No. This is not the way to look at it. Because at the end of the day,
we're all bus train operators, we're all transit workers, we're all TW.
Stop trying to split the no. I'm sorry, don't split the membership.
But if you're part of that group, I still love you, though. I mean, it has nothing to do with all because you are part of this group. I can't mess with you. No, it has nothing to do with that. We all together. We all together in the struggle. So
we all got to work together.
If there's anything I can do to help you, or if I don't have an answer, I'll make a phone call and try to get the answer for you. That's what we're here for.
So we have a lot of information from you, and again, anybody who's interested in continuing this, we make the group, make the transit
right
where everybody gets united.
Right.
And we all get into one page and just follow through. And once we have a pretty good group, there's gonna be other, and it's gonna keep coming. But we cannot divide.
Right.
It's not about dividing the membership.
Unity. Yep.
And it starts with our safety. If anything else, so we're definitely gonna have you come back, maybe in our 75th. Maybe for our 75th. This is our 70th show.
Okay.
So in 5 shows, you come back. You
Whatever
come
y'all
back.
want. Yeah,
bring some more notes, and we'll talk more stuff, and we'll continue with this, and hopefully, hey, who knows? Maybe something really good. Something really good could come out with
Nas
this.
2.0.
You know? You guys want to see Nas here on the show again?
Let us know in the comments.
Hit those likes, comment,
like
share. Share
Fuck
the
'em.
show. Share.
What? Let us know. let us know, man.
Blood, you have anything else you want to say?
Yeah, man. I'm good.
Nas, I know you have some more, but we're way over. But it was very informative for sure. I'm glad you came over.
Definitely.
You definitely taught me some more stuff. And like I said, we're gonna have you back on, and to talk more about this unity that we like forgetting about.
Right, definitely. We got to bring that. That's my platform, unity. Bring everybody together. Then we can conquer everything.
We want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving
Peace
tomorrow.
and blessings. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
It's not a religious holiday, so it's like, I know this is like worldwide holiday. So happy Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's a family day, friends day. You know, we thank for what we have. I'm thankful for the job. I'm very thankful for the job that I have. I love this job. I'm going on 18 years, and I wouldn't want to do anything else. I really enjoy this job. I just want my brothers and sisters in transit to really unite and work together, because when you're out there and everybody's doing their own thing, it really makes the job kind of suck in a way. You know, when you don't feel like you have that securement from your coworkers.
Right.
So again, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. We come back next week with another show. And again, you're always
peace and love.
You're always invited whenever you want to come back to the show. But we're definitely going to work on the 75th. So you know you're going to be invited for the 75th show, people. So
special shows, 75 episodes. Some sitcoms or TV shows didn't even last that long.
We're still
we ain't
here.
getting canceled yet. Like what you watch, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button to stay up to date, and don't forget to like the video.